Good morning. And yes, I am Captain Trek, but I love Star Wars. It is time we take a stand. And with that, I am opening the lines. Let us start by posting the link into the chat. Now, anyone wants to join PE, please feel free to. So, I want to hear your voice on what's being done with Star Wars and what needs to be done to protect Star Wars as a whole. We need to take a stand. We need to flood them. We need to protect our Star Wars. NB.
Hey, Cap. Here's a great idea. Hey, I got a great idea for Star Wars. We're gonna get goodwill back with the people over 2 seasons. We're gonna make most of the fan community lose their shit, and people are making reaction videos. They are excited. They're like, people are positive. Pablo Hidalgo. Hey, what can I do today? Let me go find the biggest YouTube contenter for Star Wars on YouTube and be a dick. Why? Because he got emotional. Guess what? I got fucking emotional. I lost my freaking shit. I woke up my son. I was laughing. I was yelling so loud. I was so happy. I did a 2-hour stream with Jack Beers just based on that Mandalorian talk. And we went 2 hours. You know me, Cap, I normally keep my streams at about an hour.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I have been retweeting anything that I've been seeing with We Stand with Star Wars Theory. I found as many Facebook areas for Disney, Lucasfilms. I've shot emails out to their little executives. It's nice. They got a nice little website. All their little executives are on there. Kathleen Kennedy, all the way down to those in Lucasfilm. Now, I'm not sending an email to Kathleen Kennedy. She's useless. But I'm pissed. I'm even pissed. That to me is, I call that a cheap shot. That's a sucker punch.
Oh, yeah.
Men don't like being sucker punched. It's like, you want to punch me, you let me know, hey, we get together. But if you sucker punch me, come on, that's a low blow.
Yeah. Be a man. Stand up.
I
Pablo,
can speculate.
Pablo can go fuck himself for all that.
Yeah, he can go fuck himself. Or as I would say, or as we used to say in the Marine Corps, he can go get fucked in the ass with a sandpaper condom wrapped around the other guy's dick.
I don't know if I'd want to go that gentle. More like a sandpaper wrapped around a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Fuck himself with that. He can pick which end.
Look, if I can eat crow and admit that I like The Mandalorian so far, because I started watching it after I watched the Luke episode, and I've been liking it.
Yeah,
okay.
And I think that I think even the criticisms I've heard, like, oh, it's not very deep. It's not. So far, I don't really care. I don't need it to be, the most deepest thing. I need it to be a very good Saturday morning cartoon with some emotional things, and I'll be happy. And I think that's what it is. And not only that, like, there's so many. Just in the first episode, there were some really good kind of callbacks that I didn't feel were too fan servicey. And I don't know. I want to see more of it. And I feel kind of bad for ripping on it for like the last couple of years, but it's kind of more what I wanted instead of what I've been getting from the Disney movies, Yes,
I'm pretty sure we all do.
Well, I mean, look, I'll be honest. Like I said, imagine you just discover The Mandalorian in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
And it's like, that's where I'm at. I'm like, wow, this is kind of good. They did a good job. They paid attention to the little details. the little tiny things that make something feel authentically Star Wars, you know, like I feel like they try to do that in the sequel trilogy, but at least in the Force Awakens, like with the first one, I think they kind of try to do it, and then they just abandoned it and did their own thing. And I don't know, maybe that's why Pablo Hidalgo is kind of salty, because it's kind of this rebuke of his Star Wars that didn't work out. You know, this kind of the Reylo kind of Star Wars. And
Well, the thing too is he's not a new hire. He's been around Star Wars a long time.
well, his profile says he's retired now.
Yeah, I saw that, but
So, you know, and he's living in Canada, so that everything becomes clear.
I don't understand this. You do something to make goodwill for all the people, both the Star Wars fans, old and new, trying to bring people together, and then you shit on them. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck
you know why he's
you.
probably pissed? You know why he's probably pissed? Because I
This
don't
is
think for a
bad.
second he had that much fucking involvement in that series. And it's probably pissing him off because it's more enjoyed by Star Wars fans than anything he's done in a while. And I think it pisses him off.
Well, he can just go the fuck away and never
Fans and gives them the
Disney, just give him a severance package and call
Yeah.
it a freaking day. Just get rid of him. I don't care how you want to spin it. I don't give a shit. Just say, okay, yeah, he's decided to retire. There's severance. Okay, he's moving to, yeah, we're going to move into this other creative department. In other words, you're going to put him in a placeholder position or something like that. But the guys, no, you can't go saying you're going to do placeholders. I'm not one to normally say somebody needs to go. That son of a bitch needs to go. That's just the final nail in the coffin right there for him. And he's been a dickhead for a long time.
I know, me and you and B, me. Decision. There's this one pissed off great old one.
Hey, Haster, you're kind of breaking up on my end. Are you guys? Is he?
Yeah, he's definitely breaking up.
It's breaking up on my end too.
I'm sorry. There are times to just sit down and shut up and just let things happen. This is not one of those times.
Oh no.
This is not one of those times. You want something to
standards highly
you want something
this time.
You want something to post about NB? This is it. This is it. You post the shit out of this if you want to. I don't care. Post it to everybody. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Post it to Disney. Post it to Lucasfilm. Post it to every fucking person listed on this thing.
Oh, let's see. I've already sent Lucasfilm, Disney, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni. I started just looking up names of people who work there, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to see what happens. Now, if 20, 30 of us do it, 10, 20 of us do it over time, which I think it's going to be a lot freaking more.
Oh, it's going to be a lot
There
more.
are much, much bigger channels than us.
Oh, yeah, there are.
I mean, I just saw a guy. I was on Twitter, and I just saw this. I don't know who it was, but he pointed out, he sent this thing to Star Wars 3 and goes, hey, this guy Stone Loki, he's live right now doing a channel, and he is just got your back, man.
Now, if anyone is in the Star Wars Theory Discord group who can post, do it. I'm in there. I can't post. But post it. Let him know we support him. Because no, we've taken enough. We've taken more than enough.
And
I want other people. I want other people on this panel. I'm pissed.
But Star Wars Theory is a guy that's been pretty neutral.
Oh yeah,
That's the part that sucks about it. Like that guy could have been real shitty to Lucasfilm a while ago. He's got a big audience. He could have been, he could have joined the fandom menace and been shitting on him, but he stayed pretty positive, and I respect the guy because he didn't. I was able to watch him even though I don't like the new stuff for the most part, and other than Mandalorian, I haven't really liked most of what they've been doing, and he. Right. He's not overly trying to sell me on it like a lot of the other kind of lore guys are, where they're trying to, like I was watching another guy talk about, Mandalorian lore, and it was just going in about how they have these kind of open marriages and openness, and it's like, wow, that's not what I want to focus on. And I like that he focuses on the main stuff, whereas I think a lot of the other ones have gone off the woke deep end, because they're the only ones left that enjoyed Star Wars. And I don't know. And here's another thing about the dude. The dude's got like 2 million subs.
Yeah.
2.7 million.
Yeah. It's not easy to do for a lore channel, man. That's pretty niche type of stuff. And
I think when I first actually came across his channel, I think he was 700,000-800,000, might have been. I don't think it hit 1 million yet. But I was still impressed. I'm like, 700,000, that's freaking awesome. Now he's got 2.7 million. I mean, props to the guy. And yeah, he's been one of the nicest, most diplomatic people when it comes to talking about Star Wars. Not like someone like me. I'll cuss like a mother. Everybody here knows how I am.
Chris
I'm an
Persia,
emotional
hell.
fucker.
You know what? You want to come on? Come on. Go for it.
Yeah, but
Hey, Rambling.
Is Star Wars Theory, is he a Ketwalski, though? Is he as good as Ketwalski? Sorry.
What?
I had to make fun of Ketwalski. Sorry.
Star Wars, the channel. My son is a Star Wars fanatic, even some ways more than me, which is scary. But my son loves everything Star Wars. A lot of the Star Wars channels, my son started unsubscribing from after The Last Jedi, even though my son hated The Last Jedi. But he's just stopped because every video was the same. I hate it. My son got tired of it and started unsubscribing. The only one that's been able to keep my son's entertainment is Star Wars Theory. My son watches every video that gets dropped on that channel religiously because he has been that beacon where it's not all negativity. It's not all this is bad, this is terrible, this is brutal, blah, 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 blah. My son has enjoyed the fact that he can watch a video and find something new to love, or something about the EU or Darth Vader or his fan films. And for Disney to allow their morons to be out of line in a world where your public image is everything. That's everything. Screw what you do at the box office. Your public image sucks, you suck. That's the reality of 2020, 2021. So they need to get the goddamn house in order.
Your company
Actually, I said that. I said those exact words.
Your company
in one
is
of mine.
going
I said, you need to get your fucking house in order.
bankrupt. Get your
because
people in
my
order
son
and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. My son represents the demographic they're going after. He's 16 to 25, and those guys are loyal to Star Wars Theory. All his friends watch it that are Star Wars fans. All the young guys love Star Wars Theory. You cross Star Wars Theory, young guys love. You're gonna have that demographic just pissed. Just pissed. Never mind us old guys that Never mind old guys that Okay, why am I going through Darth Hasters? Okay, why am I going through Darth Hasters?
Hold on, he's got to mute.
So never mind this old guard. Now you're crossing the young guys. Wrong move. Wrong move.
I can't see this going well for Pablo. I mean, I don't know, but okay, I'm gonna give you an example of how much I've noticed this has been going with this whole thing with Pablo. So, with Star Wars Theory. Echo Base did a video 5 hours ago with one of the Geeks and Gamers guys, or the Echo Base guy. 10K, 5 hours. Geeks and Gamers, 7 hours, 49,000. Star Wars Theory, I think when he put it up, I think he was in the 100,000 area at this point. And that's not including people like Midnight's Edge, Doomcock, or Gary, because I will not be surprised if when they get
Is it
around to
working?
that and they see it, I have a very strong feeling they're going to be saying some stuff.
Well, to case in point, I just went. I just went on. Vance Major and I have some projects which does Star Trek fan films. We have some projects coming up in the new year, and I told him about this, and he makes Star Trek fan films, so he has no skin in the game. But as a fan film creator. He went, well, to hell with it. Let's go live. Before I was here, I was on Vance Major's channel.
Yeah,
And
I was
Vance
there with you
Major
in
was
the
giving
chat.
them shit for it.
Good.
And he's a Star Trek fan film. So if you're pissing now, just think about it this way. Just think about it this way. If you're pissing off one fan film creator, well, now all the fan film creators know about it. Because if Vance knows about it, within 24 hours, all the fan film creators will know about it. All the big ones. Alex Peters is no matter whether you like him or not, he'll know about it right away.
Oh yeah.
So will all the other ones. And then guess what? CBS thought they hit backlash? Ha!
Oh, yeah. Well, Lucasfilm just went ahead and said, "Oh, CBS backlash here. Let me hold my beer and watch
my
us
beer."
really piss off the fandom."
Yeah. And I
And I've
mean,
never-
that's bad when you can get a Star Trek fan film guy to go, well, that's bullshit, and go live. It was unplanned. We weren't going to go live. We were just meeting back room to discuss things that are coming up in the new year. And we went live because of it.
That is Star Wars Theory's Discord group. I encourage everybody to join. If you're on Discord, join the group.
And welcome Mexican Iron Man.
You know, I had this the other day.
And I
This
do
is
need
crazy.
to
I
address
went-
somebody who's in the back room. Please identify yourself in the chat. This is the way is not a name I recognize. So please identify yourself in the chat.
Yeah, it's in private.
Old media. Okay,
Yeah, old media guy.
got it.
Hi there.
Hey, real quick, Captain Truck, I gotta tell you this. So this is last night for me. You know, I was on Twitter and stuff, and I'm dealing with Star Trek idiots.
Mhm.
And I'm so fucking sick. And I was like, I'm gonna be doing a video about this probably Saturday with Jack, because I'm sick of people trying to tell me what Star Trek means, what Star Trek was all about, really. Okay, I want to ask a simple question. One, I really need to know how old this person is, because Star Trek for me, 6 years old was when I was introduced to Star Trek. I'm 41.
And
I
BG,
was the guy who bought
can I intervene on
the
that
technical
one?
manuals, all that shit,
But
and
here's
the
the
toys.
thing. NB Geek, can I intervene for a second?
Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead.
Go for it.
Here's the thing that those idiots need to understand. Okay? Star Trek, Star Wars, WWE, if you happen to be a WWE fan, whatever the fandom might be, stating this is what Star Wars is, this is what Star Trek is bullshit. because it is subjective as hell. It is different for every single motherfucking person who watches the goddamn show. Shut the fuck up.
Rambling.
Oh,
I thought I was
I'm
pissed
gonna
argue
yesterday
with
when I
that
saw
way.
that shit. But when I
That
saw
is
this
so
shit
true.
this morning, I'm like, hey, you want to go after me? Fine. You're a nobody. I'm a nobody. Big deal. This is a top level executive going after the biggest Star Wars content YouTuber, probably, most likely. I mean, the guy's at 2.7 million subscribers, and you're going to give him shit because he showed emotion. Okay,
Well, and like I said, you know what? They come after the old crew, the old guard. They can do that all they want, and nobody will bat a fucking eyelash. I'm sorry, that's the truth.
Yep.
But here's the problem. I have a 16-year-old. My son loves Star Wars. All of his friends, they don't really care about Disney Plus. But Star Wars Theory? Oh yeah. That they care about. That YouTube channel, all of his friends care about. So now what they've done is they've given the big middle finger to the damn demographic they're supposedly after, 16 to 25. You just did what we couldn't do. You just united the young crew and the old crew. You're fucked. Sorry, I'm a little pissed.
no rambling. That was
Damn
brilliant.
right. Damn right.
I didn't even think about that rambling until you said it now. But yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they did something. Yeah, you unite the old guard and the new guard. Okay, yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked right now. You're going to have to do something because if they think, oh, okay, well, we got 100 emails, we got 100 Twitter. Okay, this will go away in a couple hours. Yeah, no, this won't go away. This will get brought up again tomorrow and the next day because we're not going to just take that. You're not coming after anyone in this community and think you're going to get away with it just because you're an executive.
But Cap, I had to come on and support your channel and say hi to everybody in the chat and kind of vent a little bit. But I do
Go
have
for
to
it.
dip because I've got about 10 hours of editing to do before 6
Oh,
o'clock
boy.
tomorrow morning. So, let them have it. Let them have it 7 ways from Sunday because they went and screwed up. Like I said, they did what we couldn't do. They united the young crew and the old crew. Now they're screwed.
Hey,
And with that,
just give me 1 second.
take her easy, Cap. Take her easy, MB Geek. Tiki of Doom, Darth Haster.
Later, Rambling.
This is the way. And everyone in the chat, have a great day. Take her easy, folks.
Take care, random.
man.
Hey, Cap, I'm gonna mute out. My daughter just called me, so I'm gonna talk to her.
Got it. Go for it.
Just one perspective I want to bring up. Does anybody else just feel numb from all of this? There's nothing but, since 2015 onwards, if not earlier, the franchises we know and love being destroyed by people who don't care about them. And when we the customers say, hey, we protest this action, we're just called names by people who want our money. It
Well,
is so wearying.
They think that they can bring in. It's actually funny when we're talking about this. It's reminding me of about probably about just a little bit over 10 years ago when they did this in comic books, and that's the first time I remember it, where they just flat out said, you're old. We want new people. We want a new generation to come in and buy our product. All you guys in your 30s and 40s buying our comic books, you're gonna die soon, and we need to replace you. And they would literally say this at conventions and say, honestly, you guys don't matter. We want to expand to the audience watching the movies because they're so much bigger than our audience buying the books every week. And it's like they would tell us this. And these were the same type of SJW fuckers, these subversive assholes that get into the business, destroy it, and use it for their political gain, and don't give a shit. And we suffer the consequences. I mean, I was hearing a story over the weekend about someone that's a scout leader, and he's done all these things for kids, and he's inspired by Luke Skywalker, and talk about how much Disney fucking that up really, was hard for this guy because of how much that character played in his life. And I can relate to that because Luke was very important to me. And once they they fucked up Luke Skywalker, I was done. And it's the only thing that brought me back was giving that character some respect. And then it's like, okay, I'll check you out. I don't know. and it's a bummer that they would do something like this again. And it's like,
yeah, again, that's the thing that gets me is, again, it's like, okay, you had your little temper tantrum against the fans for not liking your piece of religious art, shall we call it. When we say woke, we're talking about people who worship a certain set of values as if it's not as if the values were God, as if they were gods administering the values to the rest of us, the peons who don't quite get how wonderful they are. And they seem to quiet down after Rise of Skywalker failed. I mean, let's face it, when's the last time someone brought up the Watchmen series? No one talks about it. We know these woke TV series and movies ultimately fail. The PR departments will come out and say, no, it was really something, you just missed it. But the fact is, no one talks about Watchmen anymore, so it can't have been as good as they said. And that's going to happen to all the woke products. I thought, okay, this thing is dying down. We had the square off between the Mando finale and the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. And as Doomcock said, it's pretty clear which one won. The Disney executives know. So I thought, okay, so it's going to die down. Some of these woke people will at least get a little humility in their lives to say, perhaps I shouldn't piss off the customers. And then this happens. So I was like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do with this? Now, Zebulon Pike mentions this in the chat. Just stop paying for their stuff. I keep telling people to stop watching sports because Disney owns ESPN. And I'm only popping into Disney Plus for a single month to binge Mando. And that's where I'm at too. I'm absolutely at that point. I went through their whole list. I found the movies I've wanted to see for a while. I put them all on a watch list. I'll be through the whole thing in a month or two, and then I'm out. And that's all the money they get from me. I hope they enjoy the $14.
Yeah, it's definitely annoying getting exciting for something again, and then just only very quickly have it squashed down again a little bit. And it's just kind of how it feels nowadays. But I guess it's where we're at.
Yeah, it's where we're at. Zebulon Pike continues, they don't worship this set of values. This set of values exists to elevate their selfish actions above what it is. Well,
Yeah,
it's kind of like what Doctor Who says about time, a timey-wimey ball of timey-wimey stuff. Well, that's what their values are. Their values are mixed up with their ego and their pride, and their ego and pride forces them to push the set of values. It's a big ball of mess. And the last thing they want to hear is, hey, you're doing something wrong. You might want to stop and reappraise this. And of course, their first response to that is F you. So you know the kind of people we're dealing with. And if Pablo really is retired, I kind of wonder what is his point? Is his new hobby just trolling fans who don't like his stuff? Yeah, Darth Haster says, this technical difficulties BS is pissing me off. Pissing me off more. This is not going to be the last of me. Expect a video soon. Sorry, Tiki, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. Haster, that's a good, you sounded very super villainous right there. I like it. You haven't had the last of me.
And Mexican Iron Man, if you're still listening, really enjoyed your live stream there with Loki. That was really good. And Rambling Canuck was on that too. So yeah, some really good, really great speakers on this topic. And I just share everyone's sense of being appalled that they would do this to Star Wars theory. You know, one thing you never do in an ideological war is destroy the people in the middle. Right? You go after the extremists, but you leave the people in the middle alone because those are the ones you want to ultimately take over a movement. There have been wars that went on longer and longer because the people in charge killed the moderates. And once you kill the moderates, there's no one left to take over except the extremists.
That sounds like YouTube. You're getting rid of all the moderates.
Yeah. Dr. Ian, Pablo is not really retired. The Mando art book that comes out in July 2021 has his name on it.
Yeah, he probably got some kind of sickening early retirement package.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty gross. He's probably, yeah, you know, good for him. But yeah, no, I think a lot of these guys are pretty ingrained in Lucasfilm, because a lot of them have been there since George. Honestly, I think Lucasfilm was probably headed in this kind of iffy direction before the sale to Disney even.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Kathleen Kennedy just encouraged some of the bad behavior.
This kind of rot is top down. It has to be. You can't. It's either an incompetently weak leadership that allows the employees to attack the fans, the people who give them money, or else the top is encouraging it. And considering how KK works, it's got to be top down. It can't be her just saying, well, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, she may use that defense publicly, perhaps. I've never heard her say that, but it wouldn't be outside the realm of imagination for her to do so. But no, it's top down. She's mad at Hollywood. She's mad at white men. She's mad at all sorts of people, and she's going to take it out on us. And it's like, lady, you just need some good therapy. I'm sorry. We can't help what you did to get where you got in Hollywood. You did some things you're not proud of. It's not the fault of the men around you. Some of them, yes, absolutely, but not every single one of them. And maybe she's harbored this grudge in her heart for the last 40 odd years, that the only reason that Raiders of the Lost Ark and Back to the Future and this, that, and the other film were any good was that she was on it and all the men around her were taking credit for what she did. And that may have happened. But seeing what happened with the sequel trilogy, it makes me not believe that theory. Because if she really knew what she was doing, 7 would have been a lot better, and 8 wouldn't have been a trash fire, and 9 wouldn't have been one of the worst films ever made, especially at that for the amount of money they spent on it.
Yeah, no, I skimmed through 9. I don't even remember what the name was. Is it The Last Skywalker? So yeah,
Rise of Skywalker. Or Soy Woker, as many people say.
I mean, just skimming through it was like, wow, I don't know if I could do this one. I don't know if I'm going to go back and watch this all the way through. I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess. I mean, like it's very, I mean, just the scenes I was watching were so much more kind of comedic and slapsticky. And then, you know, Rey and Kylo have a fight where they're just teleporting all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, Darth Astor says, as soon as they show some goodwill with Luke and Mandalorian, you backpedal to this man baby BS.
Well, and you know, the other thing, speaking of what we were just saying, like I look, I'm still having trouble trying to forget the sequel trilogy and be like, look, I'm gonna just enjoy Mandalorian in a vacuum, you know, and pretend that that Star Wars isn't broken. And it's kind of harder to do that when they do shit like this, because you know, I can skip all their stupid other stuff. Like, I don't need to watch all their, you know, Resistance and all these other dumb Disney properties that they've been putting out for Star Wars. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they're on very thin ice with me. I mean, you know. One other point that I want to, that's just kind of a random point. One of the things I like about Mandalorian, and I hope that Star Wars does more of this, is give us the characters we give a shit about. You know, I want to see, you know, even someone like Boba Fett, who's a smaller character in the original series. Like, I give a shit about Boba Fett. I care about Luke Skywalker. I care about who else did they have? You know, even having a fat Bib Fortuna made me so happy. You know, Bib Fortuna at the end of the season finale for season 2.
Yeah.
You know,
there's some fans asking, why is he fat? And it's like, dude, he just took over an entire drug and prostitution empire. Of course, he's going to eat well.
Yeah, and I mean, my thoughts were, you know, he's just kind of sort of becoming like Jabba.
Yeah,
and you know, and there's a lot of, you know, I don't know. It feels to me, and it could just be me, but I feel like if Mandalorian feels more authentically Star Wars than I think any of the other Disney stuff, and I think Rogue One is pretty close too. And outside of
Mandalorian
that-
definitely feels
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
just a certain kind of feel. It's hard to explain. It's Star Wars has a
is hard to
style
explain.
and a language and I just felt like they were maybe going a little too heavy on the comedy sometimes with some of the other movies, or just being trashy like like Rise of Skywalker and I'm getting the names all mixed up. It shows how little I care about the new Star Wars movies. I'm like, I don't remember. So LDG, how will Project Prometheus fix Star Wars?
That's a good question. Unfortunately, I don't think he's there. I think he's at the. No, like I said, I posted the link in here. In fact, I'm going to post it again. You are more than welcome to join Mexican Iron Man, or Darth Haster, which is already in here, or anybody else who wants to voice their opinion. We
Dr.
are
Ian
not
said-
going to be
Sorry, go ahead,
silent.
man.
We are not going to be silent. And welcome, Pflugerville.
Hi. You know, earlier today when Doom was leaving and you put your link in chat, I clicked on that just to go over and see what you were doing. And I looked down and there's this big red subscribe button down there. I was like, oh my God, I'm not subscribed to Captain Trek. I don't know if, I just screwed up so bad, but I was embarrassed. That's why I didn't come up the first time you were on.
Why not?
Well, it just drove me kind of crazy that I'm not subscribed to Captain Trek, one of my best buddies on this old damn channel. Or, you. Really?
Well, Pflugerville, there'll be 10 Hail Marys and 5 All Our Fathers.
Go get some mouthwash. There's Eli. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like Rambling would say, they've found a way to unite people that would have never been united.
There's Shadowcat.
Hey everybody, how are you guys doing?
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Doing well.
We are doing well. Yes, but well.
It's a very controlled, focused anger. It's not random.
No, it's not random. It's not random, and we need to get the message to people who can actually do something about it. So if you're upset by this and you want to support Star Wars theory, you want to support The Mandalorian being what it was, and a good supportive series of what Star Wars should be, tweet it out. Go on Facebook and YouTube. Make videos. Make any other things, any other connections you can. Go for it. Go on Discord. Go everywhere. Send emails. It's not difficult to do. It isn't. It's a message that has to be sent, though.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Because what was it? I think Star Wars Theory actually made a better movie than than Solo. And the other three, I keep forgetting the name because I don't have them here. And I do apologize if I'm breaking up.
Oh, you're fine. You are fine. So what do you think about all this? I would really like your input.
My input. Well, Star Wars Theory is a really good channel. Okay, I got loads and loads of stuff. Just tons of notifications. So I just put it on silent. So I'm still a subscriber, and I do like his stuff. So he has a right to show his emotion. Who doesn't? And if you have an emotionless universe or whatever, then what's the point of watching it?
Exactly.
Even though Dave Filoni, etc., have they've done a fantastic season 1. I haven't watched season 2 because I refuse Disney at the minute because they just don't really at the moment don't do it for me.
Now I'm going to read a mention I had from someone called The Rise of Alex 1 on Twitter. Why are we bringing Kathleen into this now? And this is an exact quote. Why are we bringing Kathleen into this now? Without Kathleen or Pablo, we wouldn't have many of the great Star Wars things we do today.
Okay, name one.
Yeah, name one.
That's right.
Name a half.
Oh, actually, didn't they greenlight the last season of the Clone Wars?
Well, some good things started happening once Kathleen Kennedy started losing her power.
Okay, here we go.
I don't know if that was one of them. And Darth Hester says, "Keep it up, Lucasfilm. Remember who made you rich in the first place and pass this on to their children. Now even the children hate it. Who is going to fund you now?"
Yeah, because their action figures, etc., aren't selling. Because I saw it once on not Midnight Edges, some of the others.
Oh, I'm in here. Oh, hi, guys. I didn't realize I was up on the panel
Yes,
yet.
you are.
Okay, no.
Okay, I'm briefly waking up to find out what's going on. Pablo insulted a fan for crying over the Luke Skywalker scene. This is the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically,
what was it?
He was basically saying you shouldn't fake cry for views.
I thought it was a real cry.
Well, he's claiming that he thinks it's fake. Yeah, it's just like, why even like just enjoy your money, dude. Why? This is the thing I don't get about Twitter. Is like all these rich guys got to go on there and just shit on the people paying them, and it's like it's just a bad look. I don't even care what your politics are. It's like you're being a dick.
Welcome to America.
Yeah. Well,
Good
I
morning,
think
everyone.
Twitter. I don't think Twitter is good for anybody. That's my advice. I got off it 2 years ago. Good.
The only reason I use Twitter now is for communication. That's it.
Yeah.
I want to get the word out when I go on, and that's it.
Twitter's
I
nothing
send-
but an expensive notification program.
Yeah. Or I send.
That's all it
direct
is.
messages. That's it.
That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, and you got to put your notifications into a private group.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want it to go across the entire internet, but I mean,
Well, you do. You do, but you don't.
right?
Did you guys get Pablo's email address and phone number?
Yep.
What?
Oh yeah, that got put out on
Mexican Iron
I
Man
think that got
poster.
put out on
Somebody-
Loki's channel.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Oh, Tiki's here. Hey, Tiki.
I sent an
Yeah.
email to Pablo
Cool.
just asking him politely to explain what he meant.
Mm-hmm.
Someone new, Shadowcast. Hello.
Okay, fine. I'll put it in the chat then. Hang on. Here we go. Okay, it's in the chat.
Pablo www.hidamsfilm.com.
Yep. I did this when I was talking to Captain Trekker when I first got on here. I said, you look at what Star Wars Theory's already said about it, Geeks and Gamers, Loki, other people, and there are other channels. I'm sure once they pick up on this, they're going to be they're going to be posting that stuff too. This is not going to go over well.
No, it's not.
He fucked up, and Lucasfilm is going to have to come in and save their ass. They're going to have to come out.
What happened?
What's that?
What are you guys talking about?
Producer of Star Wars made fun of a fan for crying over Luke Skywalker scene. He called it a fake cry. This reviews.
He made fun of he made fun of Star Wars Theory's video because he was crying over what happened with Luke, and made absolutely clear he thought it was a fake cry. He was making fun of the guy for doing it, and this is utter bullshit.
Because at the end of the day, we pay their wages.
That's right.
That's right.
I saw this. Okay, I'll give you this.
That's what Dar said in the chat earlier. He said, "What did he say?" I'm going to read it because you didn't highlight it. He said, "Lucasfilm, remember who made you rich in the first place and passed to their children, and now even their children hate it. Who is going to fund you now?"
Well, yeah, Ramley Canuck said it best when he said, "Well, you just managed to do something we haven't been able to do. You managed to piss off the old guard and the new guard. you basically managed to piss off the demographic you're trying to get to want to be your long-term people." And
think about the things in life that you really aren't supposed to get emotional about, like mathematics. Do they really expect us to treat Star Wars like mathematics?
I hate math.
Just talking out of his ass.
I hate math.
I will say
there's
this:
a feeling
Stand and
about
Deliver is
math,
a great.
and then there's the math itself. My point being,
I will
I've
say
done a lot of
this.
math, and I just don't get emotional
I will say
about
this
it.
about math. I will say this: Stand and Deliver is a movie about math, and it's a freaking great movie.
So it's a Beautiful Mind.
That's a good one.
All right, so somebody released a video of their reaction to the Star Wars in which they cried. And then what? The creators of Star Wars called bullshit?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And,
I
was
love
the
it, I'll
person
go.
and whoa, this is important. Was the guy bullshit?
All right, we have Mexican Iron Man.
Star Wars Theory. No, he does not bullshit. I subscribe to this guy. A lot of people cried over the reaction of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Basically,
I watched.
I will pick on this guy.
I watched the video of Gary's. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, Pete.
Oh no, I was saying I was watching this video yesterday before I tried to go to sleep and failed miserably at trying to go to sleep. I watched one of Gary's Neurotics videos because I subbed to Gary and everything, and he did a little 10-minute one. He was talking about it. He explained why he wasn't as emotional as a lot of other people, but he came and said, "I understand why a lot of people had this reaction. I understand why a lot of people have had a bit of a negative reaction." He's like, "I'm kind of in that one," but he's like, "I will not call people out for loving this. I understand why you do it." And there was a scene in there where he showed this little clip. Okay, I don't know what country this is because I don't know what country has a white flag with a red cross. I think that was how it was laid.
Swiss?
Might have been Swiss. All I know is there is this entire crowd of people in looks like a bar. There's a big ass jumbo screen up there.
Oh, I saw that one.
And Luke pulls off his hat, and the whole place loses their mind. Beer is getting tossed in the air and everything. That whole place, there must have been hundreds of people there. They all collectively lost their shit. I lost my shit. when I
Broken
saw it.
Entertainment goes, Disney should be dancing in the streets to have their fans react like this to one of their TV shows.
You would think.
Yeah.
I've
That's why I'm
heard.
different about all this.
Hey guys, great to be with you here.
Hey, Mexican Iron Man, how you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
Mexican
Within
Iron
all you
Man.
guys, hey LDG, hey Darth Hatster, MB Geek, howdy Shadow
Morning,
Cat.
boss.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been a member of his for a long time. I mean, I mostly got pissed off just because I feel bad for him. You know, he's got a lot of younger followers. He's not like us. You know, we're all pretty much hardened OGs. You know.
Yeah.
You know, and take it with a grain of salt. But I mean, this is a guy who like watched Star Wars movies while he was going through chemo. You know.
Yep.
And then you know, he's made a lot of money off YouTube. I mean, truth be told, he'll be the first to admit it. But last year, 10 months ago, he took instead of buying a house for his new fiancee, he took that $200,000 that was going to be his down payment, and he put it into doing the last fan film that he just released the first scene for. You know, I don't know if you guys caught it. He just you know, he did the beta one, but he just dropped another one last week, and he's, you know, all self-financed. He had some sponsors. He gave the sponsors their money back, and he took his down payment for his house and decided. He basically was like, okay, look, we're not getting any Star Wars movie stuff. We might get some TV shows. Mandalorian's going, so I'm just going to do this. You know, and I've been a channel member of his for like a year and a half and stuff, and so I mean, I just felt awful for the guy. You know, I mean, those of us who are fan minutes. I mean, you know, I mean, especially those of us on this stream right here. I mean, we're hardened people, and we know what it is and what it isn't, and yada yada yada. But shit, man. I mean, you know, especially his channel. His channel has a lot of younger guys. I don't know if you know that or not. I don't know if you guys have talked about that or not. But you know, he's got like.
Random Canuck brought it up, Mike.
Oh, Canuck did.
Oh, Canuck did. Canuck was like, Canuck kind of coined this phrase that he said earlier. He said, you managed to do what we couldn't do. You managed to unite the young fans and the old fans at being pissed at how you just screwed up.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I was critical, even though I'm a friend of his. I was real critical of Star Wars Theory 2 when he didn't, you know, line up and take a hard stand against Disney. He's never shilled, but on the other side, he never really took a hard line either. But, you know, God bless him for it. I mean, you know, it's like Echo Base Network, you know. I mean, you know, those guys, you know, focus on, you know, peace and love and stuff. And, you know, there's got to be, you know, there's a role for that too. But, man, this guy, I mean, he's so professional and he's so cool. And for him, you know, to get affected by that last episode, he deserved it, man. Because this is a guy who's gone through a lot. He, you know, he's talked a lot on this channel about when he was a younger guy, he was a runt. He used to get beat up on. And then, you know, when he went through cancer and went through treatments, he was always watching Star Wars shit. You know, and so if he feels like, you know, that storyline, he owes his life to the storyline, and that's why he's so dedicated. And that's why when I saw him get emotional a little bit last week, and then what happened yesterday, I mean, I just, you know, I went apeshit a little bit, you know. But that's what we do for each other, you know. I mean, I know you guys don't know me all that well, but one thing I love about, you know, the crew is, like, you know, we're all real supportive of each other, you know, and I think we're stronger together than we are apart.
That's right.
We are.
I mean, the crazy thing is, like, I've never even met any of you guys in person. I got more in common with you guys in this one stream than I do with friends that I think I've had for like 5 years, you know. And God, you know, God forgive all the horse shit of 2020, but damn it, man, I wouldn't trade anything for all the guys, everybody that I've met on the internet this year, and getting to watch your guys' shows and listen to your opinions, and, you know, shit, man, I would have lost my mind, me personally. So, anyway, thanks for having me on.
You are more than welcome. Thank you very much for coming on.
It's nice to have you here.
Hey guys, I'm not sure if you heard or not, but James Doohan's ashes are finally going to the ISS.
Didn't they get smuggled aboard?
No, they didn't get smuggled. They finally got approval.
Oh, officially they're going to be on board.
Yes, officially, James Doohan.
Yeah, because they've been on board for like the last 7 years.
So I said officially.
Right.
Can I take a moment to say something?
I just read something.
Yes, you may. Go for it.
All right, as an artist, like, just seeing how he reacted to somebody getting emotional over something that, again, is supposed to be a piece of art, that sort of reaction is just anathema to me. I mean, your job as an artist, which is what this guy's supposed to be, is to capture people's emotions so that you elicit responses like that. And if you're seeing somebody react to some work of art like that, even if it's somebody else's, that should be your goal. That should be the thing you're reaching for. Even if it's not your own piece of art, You need to see that, respect it, and encourage it. And either this guy is just being incredibly petty against somebody else's efforts to elicit that sort of response, or, I mean, he just has no regard for what he does on an artistic level whatsoever, and he thinks that anybody who is entertained by the material that he himself puts out is just beneath him, just completely beneath him, to the point where, I mean, how could you like this sort of thing that me and people like me put out? It's just so bad. I mean, I didn't have that sort of response when I saw the scene. I mean, granted, I had a huge smile. I was glad to see, Luke in action for once. But, when I totally understand that feeling that people get, I mean, I'm just not wired for responses like that, but I know other people would be. And so again, just seeing that sort of derision, it's just mind-boggling.
Captain Trek, Pablo is some kind of troll if he's going to be doing this, because there's an old saying in Hollywood: publicity is publicity. Good or bad, it still gets the word out. If he is faking this tribe video, that's a good thing for Star Wars Mandalorian in itself. He's getting views. He's talking about Star Wars. When people talk shit about Discovery, they get views. They're getting attention. Oh, Star Wars Discovery's getting attention now. Okay, they're getting that's why they got an extra season, because they're getting a lot of attention. When you talk about something good or bad, whether it is, it's publication. Sorry, I can't talk this morning. It's basically you getting the word out. I don't know why Pablo never mentioned anything about fake crying for Kevin Smith. He's an actor. He knows how to fake cry on cue. He didn't. That wasn't a fake cry when he was talking about Rise of Skywalker, the new movies. Sorry, he didn't talk shit about that, because Kevin Smith cried when he saw that. He even posted videos online. Kevin Smith said he loved it. I think Kevin Smith tweeted that he even cried about the Luke Skywalker scene. I just don't see anything about Pablo about that, because Kevin Smith's the first thing that came to mind about crying about Star Wars.
Yeah, and I think that's what really got Star Wars to me first, is that he accused him of faking it, and he was not.
I mean, if he's faking it or not, it shouldn't matter. Like, hey, you're putting out the word about Mandalorian, okay? You're giving them publicity. I think Pablo was trolling this person, because a lot of people cried when they saw Luke Skywalker and Grogu. I'm like, oh yes, it's Luke. Tears of joy, not tears of sadness. It's a difference.
Oh, absolutely. Because what was it? Millennial Me goes, Pablo has just made his Twitter private.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did he go private now? Did he go from locked to private? Oh, this I gotta see now.
Yeah.
Boy, that didn't take long.
This is not the fuck up you're looking for.
Holy shit, he's on the West Coast with me. It's like 8:30 out here. Holy crap.
Me, we have gotten the word out.
You just imagine if he... Sorry, carry on.
We are going to make an effect. He's already locked down his Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah, it's most likely temporary until this shitstorm blows over.
Oh,
now did he make his account go? Now, do you think he did it by himself, or do you think they told him, you need to shut your shit down for a little bit?
Hey, Cap, you can look at my screen.
This late in the day, he was probably told to shut it down.
Oh yeah.
So big, even will cringe.
It's 8:30 out here where Pablo's at and where we're at. I mean,
yeah.
It's 11:30 here. It's 11:30 here, and I think we've all been busy.
Yeah, man. Good job, guys. Thanks.
This ain't just been. I mean, think about it, Cap. This ain't just been us talking. This has been us going out there, putting it on Twitter, putting it on Facebook, emailing them.
That's right. Get the word out. Any way
they're going to eventually see it.
Broken Entertainment says a lot of people who work on these things don't care about them, and it shows. And the industry in general looks down on genre entertainment. By extension, they look down on the people who enjoy it. That's true. That's true in a lot of countries that produce this. I have no idea why this is so. Why you look down on the people who like science fiction or police procedural or even soap operas. I don't like soap operas, but point being, if you're going to make a soap opera, make it as good as you can and don't spit at the people who like it. Why would you do that? It boggles my mind.
Well, Pablo's been an asshole, an asshat fuckstick for a long time. I think this was just a line in the sand. We got to a point like, okay, no, now you fucked up, buddy.
Yeah, I agree.
How many
Like you went
warnings do you
after
reckon
somebody in the
he's got so
community.
far?
What? Oh, I didn't hear that. What?
Yeah, the community bites back.
Well, I was hitting up on Twitter, and somebody had retweeted Loki's stream that he had just did today to Star Wars Theory, saying, "Hey, this guy Stone Loki is on here, and he's got your back. They're fired up."
Yeah, that was a powerful stream.
It was.
Oh yes, it was.
I found for a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay. Kind of know what he's talking about. I don't know what you were talking about when I hopped on.
So yeah, we need to keep the word going. This is no, we're not going to take it anymore. This is where both the old and new fans need to stand together and say, yeah, no more. You're going to respect us, or you don't get our money.
You know, the problem with freedom of speech is people have freedom of speech. Okay. And the only time you band together is when actually someone's being hurt. Someone has an opinion. Fuck this guy. Why even give this guy fucking airtime?
Because he is a representative of the company who makes this.
You know what that makes him? Nobody. He's nobody. The fuck is, I don't care if he's George Lucas, for God's sakes. Just some guy with a fucking opinion. You're going to have people that have these opinions that think opposite, that say you can do this or you can't do that, or you do it this way, you do it that way. It doesn't matter. You're always going to have that. What is this guy doing specifically besides having an opinion? And if all he is doing is, and I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like I'm defending the guy because I'm not, screw him. You call someone fake, I mean, he better be faking it. But I just saw the video, and that looked genuine to me.
That looked genuine to me, and I want to address this. Ray, Hidalgo was in the wrong. Star Wars Theory was not.
And Star Wars Theory waited. What is it, Mike? How many hours did he wait?
Oh, he waited
to get all the
hours.
facts.
He waited 6 hours because it's so funny. Drunk 3PO released a video about this before all the facts were even in. But yeah, he waited 6 hours. One said he wanted to make sure that because the early tweet you could have gone either way. But once the dude like posted it up on his banner, and once he started hiding some of the tweets, then and he still kept making fun of him. And I don't know. Like I said, I just think it's bad etiquette. I mean, but I agree completely with Pixar. I mean, everybody's got a right to something, and Pablo at the same time he's somebody, he's also nobody. I mean, I completely agree with LDG. It's free speech world and stuff like that. But I just think that the timing was wrong and the tact was wrong, and it's kind of like I don't know. It just, I mean, this is I don't know. Maybe I'm probably biased because I've just known Star Wars Theory for so long, and he's always been cool. He's always been that nice guy, cool guy, and I mean. I don't know.
Well, you don't attack moderates. You just don't.
I mean, dude, this is a guy who gave the down payment for his house to finance fucking some fan films. I mean, shit. I mean, truth be told, he made it all off the internet, but still. I mean, I'm not that selfless. On my best day.
Let's also take a moment to appreciate the fact that he's just completely trashing on something that by any objective standard would be excellent advertising for the show. I mean, think of all the people here on YouTube who like to play spooky games and overreact, and everybody knows that, it's like, whatever, that's not their natural reaction.
Yeah.
Even I'm not saying that Star Wars Theory is faking crying or anything. I'm just saying, even if he was,
Who cares?
who cares, for starters? And secondly, it's
Yeah.
still advertising, because people are going to
Exactly.
be motivated to go out and see it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
why are
we
you doing
see we see fake shit all the time, whether it's doing it the right way or the wrong way. You'd be surprised how many times we get faked out. But even watching it for entertainment, I mean, there's a reason why. I mean, I knew WWE was fake, but I watch it. I used to watch it. I stopped watching it, but I used to watch it. Knew it was fake. It's not the point. I mean, it's content creation. It's entertainment. It's what we need to be, what we need to have. And you know what? The only thing that's more disappointing is the fact that the community should not be reacting. We shouldn't be doing the same thing they're doing. The people that if we're doing the same thing that the people we're bitching about are doing, that doesn't make us any better. And we shouldn't go to pitchforks about this. We should just be supporting him positively. Twitch storm positivity towards this guy right now, the Star Wars Theory I'm talking about, and drown out the shade that this Pablo guy put over him. But this is not the time to attack Pablo, because that's not going to do anything. Okay,
but it is a time to call him out.
It is a time to
call him out. Call him out, but don't get the pitchforks. There's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is take all that and make it positive.
I want to follow up
Star Wars
with that. I think you're right. And I think the thing is, Star Wars Theory would be feel better about seeing support than he would be happy about seeing pitchforks against
starting a war. Exactly.
LDG.
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, I know, knowing Star Wars Theory, because for him to actually release that video took a lot. He waited 6 hours. He wasn't sure he wanted to go there, and he said, "Oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna, be vulnerable." But I'm going to agree with the LDG. I'm a little more calmed down now than I was earlier. But yeah, I think you're 100% right. What Star Wars Theory needs to see is support, not pitchforks. I agree.
Zach, do you think he wants to? Do you think if you were Star Wars Theory,
he doesn't.
Would you want the community?
He doesn't. No, he doesn't. There's no way.
Starting a war? Yeah. You'd rather make it benefit. If you wanted to benefit him, Star Wars Theory, make it benefit him by making the topic him, positivity towards him. Don't make it towards where the ones that are now pitchforking against this guy. And now Star Wars Theory just made it look like you know who I'm talking about, a name I can't say. You know what I mean? Turning him into some kind of revolt leader doing harm against
which he's not cut out for that. He's not cut out for that. That's not his. Yeah, that's not
from
his.
what I can tell.
Definitely not cut out for that.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. No. I just started watching him today, and I've seen him pop up here and there, but I just watched the video.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, Darth, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yes.
From what I can see, he seems like a nice guy. He seems like he would rather want the community supporting him and not having this negative flush. He rubs off on me like he's a peaceful person that doesn't want to start, hell over this, the next Twitter world war over this.
Because what was it? When he went to the Star Wars Celebration, when he got the plaque for one of his lightsabers signed by the Ian McDiarmid, he was emotional then, and it was a positive emotion, like he was doing the other day.
I'm not calling for pitchforks, but this country,
I'm not either.
This country,
I'm calling for accountability.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
We're calling for accountability. This is a person like LDJ. I understand. Yes, he's a nobody. Well, actually, I'm the nobody because that's what MB stands for. So I'm the nobody. Let's make sure we get it. I'm the original nobody. The original, you might say. But it's okay. He's a high-ranking executive. He has an important job at Disney, and he has had a history of acting like an ass to fans. And this is not a first time. This is just, I think, the line in the sand where it's like, okay, we just had one of the most emotional roller coaster rides for most Star Wars fans in recent memory.
In the history of ever.
And you literally, look, the last time I screamed like that anywhere near was Rogue One when Vader came through the corridor. Okay, everybody in the theater lost their mind when that happened. Everybody around me, everybody loved it. And then you get something very similar with Luke. Luke Skywalker. I mean, we never thought we'd see this. And we were given a gift. I know some people have issues with it. That's fine. You're allowed to have issues with it. You're allowed to have criticism. You're allowed not to like it. But when you're attacking someone saying emotion should be, because that's not just a knock at him. That's a knock at any of us who've done an emotional reaction to something. Because it's like, oh, it's just a TV show. No, Star Wars is not a TV show. Star Wars is something that is ingrained in many of us. It has range. It has emotion. We love it. We have a passion for it. Same with Star Trek. These are things we've grown up. This is our childhood. We teach our children about these things. That's how important this stuff means to us. And when you got somebody at the top, you're like, fuck you little guys. You know, I don't care what you guys say. It's like, no. You want to be a dick? Fine, be a dick. But you're at a position of authority here, and it doesn't make you look good, and it doesn't make your company look good, because you basically generalized an entire group of people, which is what, of course, they've been doing for fucking how long now? It's like, oh, you got to be this, you got to be that, you got to do this. Straight people can't play gay people. Stupid shit like that. It's like, I thought it was called acting for a reason. Because last time I checked, I'm pretty sure Mark Hamill is not a Jedi.
No.
And
Hey guys, I gotta go to work at 9 o'clock. Thanks for having me on, and can't wait to
You
get
are
to
more
the.
than welcome.
I can't wait to get to the East Coast next month, and then maybe we can join you on your super crack of dawn early streams. So, thanks everyone. I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
bud.
See you later.
Yeah, have a
Thank you
good one.
again, Mexican Iron Man.
Yeah, got a 9 o'clock conference call for work, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Take care, bud.
One thing to think about, though, is
Sorry, I was on the tab.
how is a guy at that level allowed to be a loose cannon like this? I mean, that kind of points to a culture of that sort of sentiment, because if he's just allowed to go on like that, not to go ahead and adopt the tactics of the SJW crowd with, oh, well, you're like that, maybe your whole group is like that, but this has happened several times, if I'm not mistaken, so it kind of is a legitimate question.
It is a legitimate question. Because he's also part of think about this, he's part of the story group. He's part of the group that is supposed to be helping to ensure the continuity between everything stays flowed and stuff like that. That's kind of an important thing to be a part of in a franchise that is Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, Boba Fett's coming up, Kandor's coming up, Bad Batch, Ahsoka Tano. I mean, my God, Rosario Dawson. When I saw her with the way she was holding those lightsabers, when I saw how she finally was holding them and doing that,
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm like, boom. That is when, for example, when Ahsoka was fighting that woman with the Beskar pipe, and I'm like, why? I'm like, she's toying with her because she's got her lightsabers up, and then she loses one of them, and then she flips the lightsaber downward, and I'm like, oh shit, this is over. She's pissed.
Yeah.
I don't know about any of you guys, but I know somebody who's going to be canceling their Disney Plus as soon as my trial's over.
Could that be possibly you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good guess. Wow.
I was getting concerned as to how you knew I was going to do that.
See, that's another thing. That's really where it's going to hurt. The pocketbook. That's where it hurts the worst for them.
Oh, hey guys, quick subject change before I forget. Knowing me, don't forget to go to Twitter and wish Michelle Nichols a happy birthday.
Well, that's right. It's Nichelle Nichols Uhura's birthday.
Yeah, before I forget. Knowing me, so go ahead. Sorry.
Knowing you, yes.
Anyway, I'm going to have to go. You guys stay healthy and keep safe. And I'll catch you next time.
I'm
Live long
looking
and
forward-
prosper, guys.
Bye now.
Have a good one.
And Mark, you are more than welcome to join. I want to hear what you have to say.
You know, Cap, I woke up and once again I hopped on your stream and all of a sudden you ended it this morning.
Yeah,
an hour and 43 minutes. What?
I know, that threw me for a loop too. I was like, what? Okay. What's going on?
I got up early and wait, what the hell? It ended. Oh, come on. I just woke up.
And I get on my Twitter and I'm like, oh God, shit's getting real.
Oh, you're at work. Okay, that sucks.
What's that? Work?
Well, not being able to get up on the panel and say something. Yeah.
No, I'm more pissed off. Honestly, I'm more pissed off at the felony streaming bill that just passed. That is outrageous.
And what's that entail?
The stimulus bill. They snuck in a copyright felony streaming bill law in with the stimulus bill that basically says you can be fined up to thousands of dollars and up to 10 years in prison if you stream copyrighted content.
Oh
I'm
yeah, sure.
looking at
Have
that
fun
right
trying
now.
to enforce this.
Well, here's what it
No
says.
problem.
It
That's
shall
not the
be
problem,
unlawful.
trust me.
It shall be unlawful to willfully or for purposes of commercial, sorry, I said that wrong. It shall be unlawful to willfully and for purposes of commercial advantage or private financial gain offer or provide to the public a digital transmission service that blah, blah, blah. So the important part where there was and it, the Prohibited Act prohibits commercial streaming of that type. So I am guessing, and this is a complete 100% total guess, someone privately streaming something on, say, Discord would not be not fall under that law.
Not unless they make a dime privately. It's commercial or privately funded. That means you just need to get paid anything.
Basically,
anywhere.
If you're if you're a part of the YouTube partnership program and you do that, well, hell of a lawsuit.
No, that's where you're wrong. You don't have to be part of the partner program. YouTube makes money.
I can do that.
YouTube, they can tell YouTube to stop doing it, and then YouTube can stop you even if you're not monetized.
I'm not making a profit off it. I'm not monetized. People are.
You are not, but somebody is, and whoever is the one making that money will get pointed at. And if you're the end of the stick, then you will get chopped off.
That's what I just said. I'm not monetized. I would just get the YouTube notification.
But you can still be affected by this law. You might not be going to jail, but YouTube might say, no video for you because we're the ones now that can be threatened.
Like they've been doing it in the past.
What about all the guys in Eastern Europe or all the guys in India or other places that are putting these
It only
things up?
affects America.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
only affects
So like
America,
it's
but-
great that our government wants to gimp us. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, because now when
Oh,
you
it's
ever get a
getting on your
content,
back.
you ever get a
Yeah, like-
content match and it says that your video is not viewable in Bolivia or whatever the hell, now
Right.
America will be added to that list. So now
right.
YouTube will say you're blocked. People cannot see you because you're in America. They can watch, someone in India can watch somebody in UK, but now your video in America is being blocked to that person in India because of this.
Yeah, they go.
And don't get me started on how this could affect Twitch, because Twitch is like number one on the list right now. There are video game makers that are loving this new bill.
Let's be honest.
Because-
Twitch will be fine because they will never run out of thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't even go to Twitch.
Well, Twitch has changed quite a bit towards just
Twitch is evolving right now.
Yeah, it's just chicks.
But no, they just passed some new changes to simp channels. But yeah, it's evolving. But like I said, until we actually have a real public platform, public forum, this is going to get ugly.
I've only been to Twitch twice. That's what my friends brings occasionally. One time she was about quasars, another was about black holes. And so the only thing I ever do on Twitch is that. I don't really go to anybody else's page or anything. I'm like, I don't have one. I never saw the point of it.
Well, if you have Amazon Prime, you get free games every month. They're usually pretty crappy, but that's the only reason why I check in and look at stuff. But yeah, they give you like about 3 or 4 games a month.
Yeah.
Broken Entertainment says, funny how all these
Yeah.
copyright laws primarily help massive companies.
Yeah.
Well, they help write it. They're the ones that help lobby the people that write these bills. Yeah.
Exactly. They're
Think
the
of this as
strings,
like
exactly.
back when the tobacco companies used to be the
Yep.
big backers in government. So that's why, there'd be a lot of anti stuff coming down. Like you'd have bills like stuff coming down about different tobacco companies. Why? Because they had all the back then.
And everybody coughs.
Well, it wasn't until massive outrage from the people that anything changed.
The Surgeon
Same
General
thing with
did that.
video games.
I've talked to
Until
people
we
about- Sorry, man.
No, I was just gonna say, until we the people do something about these freaking game creators. I mean, do you realize you don't even own your games anymore? Does anybody even like?
You don't own your
do you guys
movies
even
either.
Know that?
No, you don't
You
own
don't
your
own your
them
movies.
anymore.
You don't own your game.
Your
You own
music.
the
They license
license.
them to you,
Yeah, you don't own your music.
and we
either.
let them do this.
Well,
All
I
we
mean,
have to do is stop buying video games for a year and tell them, no, we want to own our games. Either you give us either you let us own these games, or we're done with you.
well, luckily
and
they're
watch them
helping us.
change.
They're helping us do that by making such crappy shit all across the board. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
But we're still buying it. We're still buying it.
Yeah.
Look at freaking Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog didn't want people to know how shitty their game was, and they were shutting down channels for just mentioning the leak that happened. Oh, and by the way, if any under this law, if you stream any pre-release leak, you get double jail time. Anything that hasn't been released yet, any IP that hasn't been released yet, it's been leaked, and you stream that stuff, you could be liable for double time.
You mean like when we streamed the Simpsons Halloween show a day before it aired on TV?
Yes.
Ah,
Now, how is that going to
Yes.
apply to insider leaks? I wonder.
I have no clue. This law makes absolutely no sense, and I think it was stupid.
Because if they go ahead and classify, for example, what our overlord Doomcock does as part of that material, that could make things rather complicated for a decent number of people on YouTube.
well, all of my videos and stuff is just
Absolutely.
NASA related. If I have an extra photo or a video for somebody that's not NASA, I always credit them.
It's all right. Like I said, all this is really doing is giving us some more reason for Prometheus to exist.
Well, I think the thing that I want to just reiterate, and I'm sure all you guys know this and are aware of this, but like, I think more normal people need to understand, like, look at these companies and how they virtue signal, how they claim to have certain politics, but then look at their actions. And I think that's what growing up around Silicon Valley, I've been noticing that for a long time. There's a lot of companies that they claim to be helping people or be for the environment, for example, but then they'll throw huge parties with a huge amount of trash and waste. And Hollywood's the same way. I've lived and worked around Hollywood when I was younger in my 20s, and they do the same shit. It's all a bunch of really wasteful parties and decadence. And
yeah, been there, done that myself.
Are you telling me that all these very well-meaning people don't actually believe what they espouse?
I know. I feel like as soon as I was like, this is gonna sound really condescending. I'm
I
sure
am
most of you
hurt.
guys know it, but
I am
yeah,
hurt. I place so much trust in those people.
I know. I'm sorry to melt your worldview.
Wait, Tiki, you live in Northern California? No way.
Well, no, but I lived in SoCal in my early 20s, and I tried doing the whole film thing in my early 20s, and that business is it's exactly what you think it is.
Yeah, I was in management in my early 20s, production management. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
That was the argument I had with some really passionate Star Trek fans who were just convinced that if they voted the right way, we could have a Star Trek universe.
Oh, I
And
hear
tried
that
to
all the
point out to
time,
them that-
dude. Oh, I hear that all the
Yeah.
time.
You try to point out to them, look, the people who make Star Trek don't live the ethic of Star Trek.
No.
Right? If the people
No, they
closest
don't.
to it don't live it, then it's probably not something that is viable here in the real world. He didn't want to hear it. So
Yeah,
Later,
very
Darth.
true. I think that we can aspire to have something more like Star Trek, or work towards something that's somewhat like that. But to get, I see people flat out disappointed that we don't have that now, and that's the thing that weirds me out, is that that they really believe that we can have Star Trek.
I know Lower Decks' season ended. But I
That
like
last
Lower
episode was actually halfway decent.
Oh, my help.
I like Lower Decks. Come on, it was funny. It was good.
No,
talking
it
about
wasn't
this.
funny. That was the problem.
The last episode was good. Other than that, it was complete. And the one before that was okay, except for the end credits.
Yeah.
Other than that, the first 8 episodes, yeah, they sucked.
Well, I have this,
You
and I
talking
was
about Mandalorian?
no,
we're
we're
talking
talking about Lower Decks.
Lower
I made this
Standard.
comment.
Oh, Lower
Hey,
Decks.
Cap,
okay.
I made this comment. I think Jack and I made this comment. We were talking about Lower Decks, and it's like, I understand that you want diversity. My question is, why are the majority of your characters that are minority women shitty moms? Rafi? Mariner's mom, the captain, don't even want to tell anybody that she's the kid. I'm like, Cisco had a kid.
I think you're in. You're roaming into some subjectiveness there, NB. She was just a shitty mom. Then why did she turn out so good? Why did her daughter turn out pretty damn good? The fact that she didn't want to tell anybody, that's, you can strike that up as professionalism, and she's a captain and it wouldn't be right for people to know and stuff like that. But Boimler, not Boimler, I'm sorry. What's her name? I can't remember her name right now. She turned out pretty good. She did what she needed to do to get out of those situations. She was smart. She was collective. She
Almost killed her crewmate with a batleth.
And I thought he was talking about Michael Burnham the whole time.
Oh, and then she tried to steal the promotion from him, and then when he got the promotion and moved to the Titan, what does she do? Instead of congratulating him, she sends him voicemail after voicemail how pissed she is.
Yeah, and again, it's not like she's perfect or the next second coming of anybody, but people make mistakes. But overall, she
Yeah, she's
She
not
turned
the
out
next
quite well.
Janeway, right?
Also,
Yeah.
I'd like to go
5,
ahead.
6, 7, 8.
Okay,
I'd like to go ahead and point out how you're implying that a minority woman could be a bad parent.
Exactly.
I am disgusted. And also,
show
my
me a
name
perfect
has
parent.
my name to go to the re-education camps has climbed the list significantly.
I think I'm on some list, especially.
Yeah, you need your education badly, Tiki.
Well, we were talking about this the other day on my channel, and I said if I was ever stupid rich, if I was stupid rich right now, and I mean stupid rich, like I could waste money and still have enough money for me and the rest of my 10 generation kids.
Like J.J. Abrams rich.
Yeah,
No,
I
like
would buy
Mark
Star
Benioff
Wars.
Mark
I would
Benioff
buy
rich.
Star Wars. I would buy Doctor Who. I would buy Marvel, DC, and Star Trek, and I put them all on public domain.
there you go, man. I'd go halves with you on it if I could.
I'm dead serious. That's what
I am
these
too.
IPs need right now. The original creators are gone. They're done. Buy the damn names and put them in public domain. Free it. Put it out there so people can actually write good shit.
And you know what? The Tolkien family will never admit this, but J.R.R. said, I am writing a myth for England. Myths, by definition, are in the public domain.
Yeah.
So if they really wanted to follow through with his literary vision, at some point they would say, you know what? We've made enough money. The great-great-grandkids don't need to earn anything off J.R.R.'s work. And it's in the public domain, and it's now a myth. Have at it.
Hey, Cap. Great stream, buddy. I gotta go. I gotta make a dump run, and I got like 3-4 other places I gotta go. So,
Make sure you wipe
peace and long
twice.
life for everyone. I will talk to y'all later.
Wipe twice.
Later, Jesse.
Later. Is that the clean way of saying I got to make a dump run?
Yeah, I'm like, make sure you wipe twice. Man.
Yeah, I got to go to the shitter.
Is that the nice way of saying it?
Yeah.
He has to go make a deposit.
Yeah, I'm supposed to drop the kids off at the pool.
I'm gonna go make some nutty bars.
Broken Entertainment says, unfortunately, IP laws keep IP out of public domain for something like close to 100 years. And that's true.
That's Disney.
Starting
Thanks.
Jan 1, some of the films that will now be in the public domain include Buster Keaton's Go West. And if you know who Buster Keaton is, you know, thumbs up to you, but most don't, because there's just no point to having copyright last this long, except these megacorps have found a way to have infinite yachts, prostitutes, and cocaine.
Can we blame Edison for that?
Yeah.
We blame a lot of people.
Blame Sonny Bono.
I still want to blame Edison. He came through.
Sonny Bono was in Disney's pocket for a long time, and he was the one that extended the copyright thing for Mickey Mouse. And one other thing about that, a lot of these classic characters, when they get really long in the tooth, these companies can't do anything with them. So like stuff like Superman, Mickey Mouse, they're kind of just left as these like figurehead characters now for the most part. And it's really kind of a bummer. And I think a lot of the other characters are not even getting used in general because of maybe they have to pay some, like, so a lot of comic book characters, they have to pay the original creators or they have some kind of, so they just kind of choke it out and they just put them on t-shirts and they don't use them for anything.
Snagglepuss, Flintstones, Jetsons.
I mean, all these things that honestly could be making new episodes, new properties with, like new. I mean, why isn't there a Mickey Mouse thing for the last 30, 40 years? Is it just because Mickey Mouse would be unpopular or
they have new Mickey Mouse cartoons?
Kind of, but like, I mean, I'll give you another one, like something like Zorro or Conan, you kind of see sporadically. And those are kind of in a weird limbo.
Everything's in a cycle. I think that's because everything is in a cycle, and they have them, but they're just waiting for them to come back around. So there's a lot of things that Disney are doing right now. Right now, Disney's pushing Star Wars. Right now, Disney's pushing Marvel. I'm sure Mickey Mouse and Jetsons and all that. They're coming around. It's going to come back around. You're going to see it. They've been doing this forever.
Well, I would argue some of that stuff, it's almost too late, though. Like, I mean, good luck trying to get some kids into some of the older cartoons.
They're going to say that, and all they're going to do is play the piggyback game. You'll see Luke Skywalker with Mickey Mouse right before Mickey Mouse has his big debut. That's how they do it. That's how effective doing a new idea or regurgitating an old idea happens. You pick back what's in at the moment.
Yeah, look at Star Trek, for instance. Look at Star Trek. The original, TOS. Pike was the original captain. The pilot was canceled, but introduction to the new crew, Pike was there. When TNG happened, they had a crew member from the old TS shove off the new Enterprise. When DS9 happened, they had a member from the Enterprise shove off the DS9. Voyager happened, they had somebody from DS9 shove off Voyager. Enterprise itself, they had Cochran from the movie shove off Cochran. Introduction.
Mm-hmm. Wow, Eli, you made a very interesting and wise, intelligent point. Good man.
Go figure, huh?
Sorry, that came out. I'm sorry. No, I'm actually trying to get
okay, let's go with right now. Let's just go with the Star Trek thing, because Next Generation was not the original series.
No.
It was never intended to be. But yet they respected the fans enough to say, okay, here we'll throw in this little, here we got a character that everybody remembers. He just happens to be extra old. And okay, he's walking off, he talks to Data, blah, blah, blah. Okay. It was kind of cute, kind of memorable. And you made old fans smile, you made new fans go, who is that? So, and the same with Star Wars. You have the prequel trilogy, which got in new fans who then watched the original trilogy. Okay, now granted, I'm one of those. I hated the character, not the actor, the character of Jar Jar. I thought it was pointless and stupid.
Comic relief.
I liked the movie, and I don't think Star Wars needed comic relief. It didn't have it in the original trilogy. It should have had it in the prequel trilogy.
I think you're just underestimating the possibility of Darth Jar Jar.
If they had made him a Darth,
that would have been interesting.
I would have been supportive of that.
Darth Binks.
Yep. Darth Binks.
Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah, that definitely
would have been really interesting.
As Misa has foreseen.
Well, it'd been interesting if he just suddenly stepped out from the shadows and he dropped the accent, and you realized, crap, this whole thing was just an act.
Mid sentence. Like says the first part of the sentence like Jar Jar, and then ends it in a whole nother tone, like they did in Naruto. That would have been chilling.
It would have been chilling.
Stick away. Jar Jar, I'll kick your ass.
Gotta have that one.
Yeah, that would have been great. Would have been great.
Oh, you have lightsaber, Misa. So scared. So do I.
That's making me fly.
Exactly. That would have been
just a tiny twist.
Misa's so scared.
Yeah.
One thing I have to wonder about the copyright issue is if perhaps they've just been holding on to these IPs for so long just because these people really can't come up with anything else.
Yeah, Disney recycles everything over again. The cartoons, what they're doing, they're making the live action movies. Have an original idea.
We need diversity, and I'm not talking about the different types of characters. I'm talking about the different types of stories. And that won't happen until these things get in public domain, or they don't even have to go in public domain. We just need the damn people who will own these IPs that say, please do something. Here, we won't sue you.
I think that there are talented people, there are smart people that are in the business that could create stuff. I think the problem is that they're risk adverse. So they don't want to be the guy that screws up. And so they don't want to be like what happened to Kathleen Kennedy, where, your track record's not so great. Because that's really important to kind of your ego and your prestige in Hollywood. And so
risk averse is also the corporate mindset, so that would make sense.
It's very corporate.
But even the ones that come in like Kathleen Kennedy, I'm sure the fact that she's a female had absolutely nothing to do with why she became in power in the first place.
It's painful when I see her name on some old movies every now and then, where I'm just like, man, I thought she was better. Because I really did think Kathleen Kennedy was good. I grew up watching a lot of Spielberg, like I'm sure a lot of you guys did. I just assumed
maybe her earlier stuff was good.
Yeah, she might have been. I don't know. I'm not sold that she's always been crap.
Maybe she just went to the dark side. Maybe she lost her touch. Maybe she got.
You're right, man. Like I have look at Spielberg, look at Lucas. All these guys were significantly better when they were younger, and maybe she's in that same boat, or she just got old, got rich, lost the fire.
Hello, Matt G. You are more than welcome to join in as well. We are having a discussion mainly based around standing with Star Wars theory. because we need to encourage people to be positive about stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that Star Wars Theory isn't going out and going, oh well, Disney's evil and Lucasfilm is evil, blah 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 blah. But by supporting what stuff is good, and you have the company who's responsible for making it, allowing a representative of said company to make fun of a fan openly, publicly, no. Lucasfilm should not have the right to do this. And we have the right to stand up and say, enough is enough. We're not going to be disrespectful. We're not going to go out with pitchforks. We're not going to be going, oh, blah, blah, blah. If you feel it is best to unsubscribe from Disney Plus, and that's your way to do it, do it. If you want to write letters, do it.
Let me give you another example.
But
writing letters is a great idea. That's something a lot of people.
Captain Trick. A different example.
How much that
helps. Basically, what transpired is, say in today's time, Nightmare on Elm Street came out. Somebody recorded himself watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and Robert Englund came out saying, "Oh, that video is fake. You really weren't scared and shit." That's the equivalent of what happened. Somebody basically, for the show, made fun of a fan, and that's yeah. Do it privately, man.
Again, man.
As a private citizen, he is allowed
entitled
any opinion, and yes, he's entitled to any opinion he wants. But when he speaks up as a person working for a company, and not his opinion, not his personal opinion, but his opinion as an employee, that needs to stop. Because it's only going to drag the company down.
Was this on his personal Twitter profile or his company profile? Does anybody know that? Does anybody know if this?
It's just it's personal Twitter.
If it's his personal Twitter, it's his personal Twitter.
Yeah,
He's
but
not speaking for the company.
Sure, but I mean, like,
you got to play fair.
I'll put it this way. Imagine if I'm sure Rick Berman thought Star Trek fans were a bunch of dorks back in the 80s. Because he if you watch his interviews, you can kind of tell Rick Berman is not a nerd, and he doesn't. But I think he was smart enough that privately he might talk like that. It might be a total dickhead, but publicly he would do what he had to do. Go to the conventions, promote the show, this kind of stuff. Like this is something I think that. I would say it's a bare minimum that people want. Like I don't care if these guys like us, but just don't shit on us in public because it's just dumb.
Pickles. Imagine I was a Amazon delivery driver, okay, and I'm doing a trick with the box, and all of a sudden I fall and hurt myself, and the video goes viral, and Bezos' assistant privately makes fun of me doing this, saying, "Oh, he's a bad employee, he's just trying to get views, doing this, yada yada yada." But I'm seriously injured. That's the same equivalence. He's making fun of me privately, but he's representing the company, and I'm an employee.
Elihu.
But this guy's not an employee. What?
Elihu, first of all, don't make me go mentally blind again, please, by asking to visualize you as an Amazon. Second,
well, I look good in the kills.
Dude, listen, what do you want me to say? I know the situation. I know the confliction, but there's a simple fact that there's this thing called freedom of speech. And in order to have freedom of speech, you have to give everyone the freedom to speak. Now, the cool thing about freedom of speech is that it automatically comes bundled with the freedom to listen. Okay? You think I like the negativity and people coming out with it? But it needs to exist. It has to exist. Now, unless this guy shut down this man's channel or did something affirmative, besides having an opinion, I am all for the pitchforks.
I think that
Okay. But the guy just had an opinion.
no, and I don't totally disagree with you, Pickles. But what I think is this isn't the first time Pablo Hidalgo has kind of done something like this, and he's just got just a huge amount of baggage doing this. Which again, I think that on some level, well, no, but hold
This
on,
gave
on
him
some level.
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, even with him saying what he said and riling up the community, that's helping Star Wars Theory. Even with what he did, Star Wars Theory got a huge boost. Okay, any publicity is good publicity. Okay,
I'm sure it's not bad. It's not bad publicity for him for sure.
But again, it's just an opinion. Now, if the guy shut down his channel or did any of that crap like Naughty Dog was doing, then stand with Star Wars Theory. Like, raise the banners, do what you need to do.
Look,
Go all
I
out.
think
Absolutely.
Let me advocate something a little bit more temperate. I'm not saying it's pitchfork time for Pablo. I'm saying it's more like just poke fun at the guy for being a dumbass. It's
thank you.
I think because he's kind of a joke, and I think it's just kind of good to point out that he's hopefully on his way out, and that Star Wars can kind of just keep going in the right direction. I think Star Wars Theory will be okay. I mean, the guy he's got a good channel, and I think he keeps it where he can appeal to people like me that are kind of a Disney Star Wars hater, and I still can kind of like the guy, and he can like the people that like Disney Star Wars, and he's just kind of a good channel. I think he'll be okay. I just think it's anyway, I'm rambling.
I don't think the problem that many of us have is that he has this opinion because, again, it's like you were talking about with the guy from Star Trek. There are probably a fair number of people in the writer's room who were like, I'm writing this story just
totally
my job. I think these
Totally.
people are all nerds. I'm not really like that. But
especially
fact,
back in the 80s. Yeah,
it's the fact that he feels secure in this. Free speech is kind of a two-way thing. Like, not only are you communicating information to somebody else, but people are also inferring information based off of what you're saying. And so when he says something like that, the fact that he's secure enough in his position to just openly crap on the fans makes you wonder how things are behind closed doors. Obviously, we don't want to let this become something where, we become like the SJWs and go on some sort of ideological purge, because that would be a horrible idea. But at a certain point, we are allowed to go, okay, why are you so confident in your ability to just ridicule the people that you're supposed to be making a product for? Like, what sort of culture are you coming from? And if Disney has gotten to the point, Disney Lucasfilm has gotten to the point where their internal culture is just so saturated in this, wow, our fans are really stupid, and they're just not really worth the time of day. We can crap on them and they'll just throw us money no matter what. Then they need to re-examine themselves, because, they're going to have a heck of an issue with the investors later on down the line.
I think, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. No, I think it's difficult right now to try and for someone to be so confident of their point of view right now in the world we're living in. It just shows just the arrogance of the guy. There's a lot of people working at Lucasfilm that it's hubris is kind of what comes to mind.
Yeah, and again, it's okay if I don't particularly like Star Wars or think that the rest of us are all nerds. I mean, that's definitely a fact that if we're here talking about Star Wars, we're all mega nerds. But if you still have to remember, these are the people who are paying your wages, the wages of the people who do all sorts of work for Disney to support this franchise, whether it's the guy at the park, whether it's one of the guys who draws up ideas for artwork. Everybody, you're supporting a network. And so when you say things like this, you're not just putting a bad face on your own work, you're putting a bad face on the work that everybody else does to support this whole franchise. And that's why, okay, he's got the freedom to say that, but he just needs to be mindful that people are going to associate him with these other groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on Pablo Hidalgo, but he seems like he's a little bit older, like maybe he's an older Gen X kind of guy. And from my own experience down in LA, they even 10, 15 years ago, they were much more adverse to being a nerd in the industry. So like if you were in the film or TV industry, you didn't want people to know that you actually were a nerd. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think that's changed a lot nowadays. But so like if we're talking back in the 80s, with TNG or the early 90s, that's also a time where you had to probably hide that you actually were a Star Trek fan. I think I've actually heard some of the interviews with some of these guys where I think Ron Morris said that he didn't tell them that he was a huge fan right away.
Right.
And so I think Pablo probably comes from that type of era where it's like, I'm an artist. I'm not a nerd. I'm not a fan. And it's this kind of this is snobby separation that they've had. And I think it is probably a little generational. And maybe that will phase out as people get older, but that's what that screamed to me this morning when I was like, it just seems snobby. But I guess the other thing, it's like I wish that some of these properties were a little bit more like the fan films and on that quality. That I mean, obviously better than the fan films, but at least were capturing some of that passion that the fan films have. I mean, and I think that's the thing that's lacking from a lot of these properties is they're being made by people that don't have any real passion for them a lot of times. And I think that's why for me, The Mandalorian seems a little bit closer to that and kind of a step in the right direction.
Again, I don't really know if they have to have passion for what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a bit of an artistic background, and I've done some projects which I haven't really been that enthused about. I might have disliked even, but I still go at it thinking, okay, I am going to go ahead and do the best that I possibly can for my audience.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't, like I said, they don't have to like it. They just have to do a good job. So,
Well, I mean, look at Wrath of Khan. That's Nicholas Myers was not a big Star Trek fan, and neither was the producer of it. I'm blanking on his name. Harvey Bennett. Harvey Bennett, who did all the old original series movies, the good ones. He went through and binge watched the entire run of the original series, and these guys weren't fans, but they got it. They understood what made Star Trek work.
That's all they have to do, really.
Yeah.
And that's part of being a professional in that industry is you understand what makes different TV series work. So you can do something with it that is like the original, but not slavish to it. And now it's interesting, we've got these people in Hollywood talking about entitled white people, when really they're the entitled white people who are working in companies that are raking in cash because of copyrights that last too long. And they think they're just entitled to success because they are who they are. They don't realize, no, it's a competition. And it doesn't matter how much you screech about socialism, there's always going to be competition somewhere. And in this competition, you're losing. And you better face that.
Well, the thing is, they've managed to edge out the competition with all these things they've done. I mean, think about how expensive it must be for small people to really get their stories off the ground in the current setting. I mean, okay, even if you go through a large platform, like say put a book out on Amazon, Amazon's still taking a large cut of what you're doing, and most of the publishing houses or whatever that you would have to go through are owned by these big companies. And if they see any sort of merit, any sort of potential in your story, they're most likely just going to be like, look, we'll only give you this deal if you go ahead and sign over the rights to us. Like, I'm not saying that's exactly how things are right now. I'm just inferring that a lot of that has got to be in the way of people who are trying to get off the ground.
Oh yeah, that's an old game where you offer someone pretty much what they would make over the next 3 years up front for the entire thing, all the rights. And most creators, since they're working from their garage, so to speak, are saying, yeah, I sure would like 3 years of income right up front. It's only 10 years later they realize what they missed out on.
Yeah.
And so it's just a system that's set up so that way the people who own these huge corporations can just take advantage of the fact.
And Broken Entertainment says Amazon takes out less than traditional publishing. If you go traditional, the publisher takes a cut, and then your agent takes 15%. Amazon takes way less.
Well, that's good to know.
But I think we were talking more about if you wrote a great science fiction novel and Amazon said, gee, we would sure like to make that into a series. They won't license the book and the characters. They'll just buy you out, or at least try.
Well, then the question is, does Amazon even bother to proofread stuff like that? I'm sure maybe they have to, but maybe I'm wrong. Be an interesting thing to look up.
At least the basic self-publishing on, what is that, KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, they don't. I know that because I've got a couple of books out there and they haven't done squat. All they've asked is, does it contain 18 plus material?
I just go to the library to get books. It's free.
Surprised Amazon hasn't clamped down on that a little more.
And Broken Entertainment says all Amazon does is publish it. Self-publishing requires the author to do all the work.
Yeah, if it was to open up the library system, the library would no longer be a monopoly. You can afford it. A library book lending service through Amazon.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, Amazon Prime members loan books, free books. You have it for about 2 weeks or something, or a month, and you have to give it back. Where you guys, otherwise, you get charged a fine or a fee, like a late fee, like the library does.
Mm-hmm.
If you like the book, you can buy the digital copy. Hello, free idea. Okay, not free idea. Pay me. It's Bezos. Yeah, pay me.
Well, they don't really need to have a system like that if they can put all that on Kindle.
If Bezos was to spend $1 million a day, it'd take him about several thousand years to spend all of his fortune. He can afford a library lending system for Amazon Prime members.
All he'd have to do is buy archive.org.
Oh, that's easy. I can afford that.
Yeah. And Broken Entertainment says, don't forget Audible.
Oh, that's right.
I'd like to forget Audible, considering the quality of the files they send us.
That's why I stick to the public library.
Mm.
You can even rent. You can even check out ebooks on the public library system.
Just Another Red Shirt says Amazon offers some Kindle books to borrow. You can't borrow more than one book at a time.
Mm. Well, I'm talking about actual hard physical copy books.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about, and I think there'd be a lot of people who would like that. Particularly people who can't get out. But my question is, would that also be, and people are going to think this is going to sound stupid, but would that also be for large print and Braille as well?
I would say yes, just like the public library system. Because on the Kindles, there's large print, you can zoom. So, yeah, large prints are available at a discount. If you buy wholesale books, large print is actually cheaper to buy because it's part of the ADA. It's for disabled people who have a hard time seeing. That's a visual impairment,
Right.
So there's going to be cheaper. So yeah, he can easily do Braille and large print.
Because people can go on Amazon just using voice.
Yeah. Yeah, every other morning is like, Alexa, play LDG's morning rant.
Exactly.
Oh, but yeah, sorry, I
have to
was
say-
doing three things
Sorry,
at
go ahead.
once there.
Of
Captain
course.
Chuck. I saw your comment. Yeah, I'm going to be starting one up here shortly.
I know that 14 Barber is going to be starting. Let me see here now.
31.
Some strangeness.
31 minutes.
Yes, 31 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, if you're going to start one, go ahead. If you want to, go ahead, and that way you can post the link in here. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and post 14 Barbers.
I thought I did.
I'm just doing it again because it's my channel. Damn it!
I know. You know, Pickles, I got my 100 subscribers, but I still have no option to get a vanity title yet.
It takes a minute. They want to make sure that you're stable into the 100.
Yep.
Because once you because when you get a subscription, you get the number, but then it's not verified.
Holy
Once it's verified,
shit.
then you actually get it.
Holy
What?
shit! I'm now at 308.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah? I'm one away from 250. Can't wait.
I'm surprised. I still don't know what to do for my 300.
How about 300 watch party?
No.
How about a 300-hour stream?
300 hot potato chips.
There we go.
Yeah, go ahead. You ship them to me. I'll eat them.
300 jelly beans.
Same thing.
Just do the jelly beans all at once.
Oh, ew, ew. Okay, now I just lost my appetite. I was hungry for breakfast, but
Just tastes like a ball of sour vomit.
Oh no! No! We need better in this zone.
Tiki, I haven't eaten breakfast yet. No, I'm not. I don't want to.
How about some coffee there, Elihu?
That's what I'm drinking right now.
Now, then what you're going to want to do, you're going to log off of here. You're going to want to walk down to the shop where you get your pastry, your donut, your whatever.
It's
You're
too
gonna
late for muffins and scones. They're already sold out.
That's what? They don't make more?
No, they make a certain batch in the mornings, and it's first come, first served. The donuts are shipped in. The muffins and the scones they make on the spot. They're the hot sellers.
Well, then you need to do something to get them to make more. They could make a second batch. That's so.
Well, they could, but they don't because of lockdown. They're not getting that much business after 9 o'clock.
Sucks. Well, I guess we're gonna have to teach Elihu how to cook.
I know how to bake. I know how to cook. I love to bake. And I love
Yeah,
to
but
bake.
it's not that kind of baking
All right,
we mean.
when we say bake, we don't. Yeah. Oh, okay. I know your favorite movie is Half Baked.
Get
Actually, no, I've never seen Half
Different
Baked.
kind of baked.
I have never seen Half Baked.
Yes, well, the
You're
baking
such
we're
a
talking
cocktail
about
fruit.
involves an oven.
Yeah.
I know how to bake. I love to bake. I know how to make muffins, scones. I know how to make pies. I know how to-
Okay. We're not talking about anything that you can turn into an edible. Okay, we're actually talking about real baking. Okay.
Yes. I can decorate a cake
Muffins,
as well.
cookies,
Yeah.
brownies. Yeah, we know you have motivation to learn how to make those things.
I already know how to
Yeah.
make those things.
Yeah.
Dude, brownie mix is cooking. What are you talking about?
But can you make a casserole?
Yes, I can.
you?
If anybody's interested, I can mention a channel here on YouTube that does a rather good job with some interesting cooking projects.
Cool.
There's
Edibles don't affect me, so I don't bother eating them.
not talking about edibles, but
Oh.
just regular cooking.
Yeah, I know how to make casseroles, lasagnas. I know how to make meat dishes, chicken different ways, lamb different ways. I know how to make a good pot roast and meatloaf. Yeah, I know how to cook, dude.
If you like the idea of cooking historical foods, check out this channel I've been watching lately called Tasting History. I made one of those. One of the things it's a pumpkin pie recipe from 1670, which was really freaking good.
Okay, now I'm starting to get hungry again.
May or may not have been my breakfast this morning. Don't judge.
I never judge when somebody has pie for breakfast.
No, never.
It's pie. As long as it wasn't apple pie, that's disgusting.
Apple pie is good. What about cherry pie?
Cherry pie, blueberry pie, yeah.
Oh, blueberry.
Question, guys. While I have you here, I needed to poke your brain. What would be an awesome thumbnail for the waiting room? Right off the top of your head.
What do you mean
Is
thumbnail?
anything a thumbnail? I want to make a special thumbnail for the waiting room.
A photo
what comes to
from
mind?
a photo from a hospital.
Okay, you want just off
Okay,
the top of
I got one for you. I got one for you.
There.
Remember the old ticker taker? Remember the old ticker taker machines? Take one, wait to be called.
Okay, you want something
Yeah,
really?
that's not a bad idea.
You want something really off the wall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a picture of a thumb with waiting room written on it.
A thumb? Like
thumb.
like a thumb? Or
A
like
thumb.
a thumb?
Thumbnail,
Thumb.
yes. THUMB, the digit on your hand.
It's like writing face on your left cheek and book on your right cheek.
Well, the only thing I could come up with that I think is golden is when,
Or just
when-
write
when-
nail
when
on it. Thumb.
Beetlejuice is looking at his long ass number.
That's what I said. The ticker, the red ticker thing that take one, wait now. Use one of those things.
All right, I just wanted to throw that out there.
I think you're
All
doing
right.
a
Wait,
thumbs up.
I thought about waiting.
I think the thumbnail is one of the best dad jokes you could come up with, so use that.
Sorry.
Mhm.
All right,
Well-
I'll have to think about it.
And I'm
Posting
sure
the
we'll-
link in chat.
Thank you. I was going to
Okay.
ask if you would.
I don't have. I got to switch over to. Here we go.
Wake and bake, roll out of bed, and put a potato in the oven.
See you, Tiki.
Later, dude.
Talk to you
Okay,
later,
so-
Tiki. And at this point, I think we're going to go ahead and end this stream. I would like to thank everyone for joining us. LDG has put the link in his channel in, so anyone who wants to join may. I also put the link to
Okay, Beetlejuice. But he's not holding the ticket.
I know. I'll fix it. I just had to put something up now so I could have the link.
Thank you very much for having me.
and I kicked myself out of my own stream.
We lost you, Captain.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
Now, I was getting ready to move the mouse to say I've also posted the link to 410 Barber's stream, which will be in approximately 22 minutes. You may go over there or to LDG stream now. But
I've got a stream coming up.
very
Revan's
good.
going to be hosting a stream with me and Zebulon Pike and NB Geek. That's going to be 2 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. UK time.
Sounds good. I'd love to. In fact, I'll try to check it out. Thank you.
Old media
Pop
guy
in-
says,
pop in the
great.
waiting room and promote that
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Okay, old
You
media
said
guy.
that, sorry.
Yes, definitely.
Sorry, you just said that.
And again, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us, and have a great day.